Welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out Trenches VR. I've only played the MetaQuest 3 version, and the reason for that is I only just got access to the Steam version, and the PSVR2 version I think might be delayed by a day, I'm not too sure, but I haven't got a key for that either. But I did play about an hour and a half of it. It's a roguelike game, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you about it. So in Trenches VR, you play a soldier who's clearly traumatized. He's got some sort of PTSD. It's set in World War I. When the game starts, you're covered in blood. You've got all these crazy noises going on, and this game is all about super loud noises. And I would definitely say, if you do pick this up, and say you just stop the video now and just go and buy the game, don't have your volume turned right up on your headset, because I actually believe it might blow the speakers. There's some really oversaturated sounds in this game. And also it uses the mic. So when you speak, you'll see a little microphone pop up on your right arm. I know this because I've played the Steam version, so I do know what it looks like on Steam. But on the Quest that didn't work, but I do know the mic would work if I spoke. And if you make any sound like that, if you speak, there's like a monster that comes after you all the time, in the idea of like Resident Evil 3, where you're constantly being chased. So while you're walking around these trenches, there's like this big legged, I don't know, monster looking for you all the time. And you've got to find, and wait for this, you've got to find dead babies, right? There's like 9 of them scattered around, and they're definitely not always in the same places. They're not pre-planned. I think when you pick one up, the game then drops a different baby somewhere else, because I've definitely found one baby nigh on about 10 foot away from where I found one of the other babies. And to find the babies, if you get stuck, is you blow a whistle. So you blow the whistle, and that also alerts the monster to where you are, and you'll hear him come running around with his big feet. And in between this, while you're running around the trenches, there's a lot of like jump scares, and to its credit, it made me jump quite a few times, but this does wear off. And the reason it wears off is because sometimes they're kind of janky, they don't trigger at the right moment, or they're just plain funny. Like they're not, it kind of wears thin very quickly. This is the kind of game that you could play for 20 or 25 minutes, have an average time, and then you'll probably never play it again. And the reason I say that is because it's pretty broken, and it's super janky. Like, I don't know why this game has released now. I just don't get it, because it's not ready. It feels completely unready to me, actually. I don't know why you have a gun. I don't know why you collect ammo, because I put 2 clips into the monster and nothing happened. He stood right in front of me, didn't kill me for a very long time for no reason. He just stood there wobbling around. Ammo fell through the floor. It's very hard to pick things up. There's certain parts of the level that you can't walk on. It's like your character isn't tall enough. And sometimes the game just glitched out when I pressed accidentally the recenter button, and there's no seated mode. So when you go into the game, you have to basically set yourself a manual height, and if you set it too high, you won't be able to hide because there's no crouch button. And also there's a lot of fog. Like, I'm talking worse than Silent Hill 2 back in the day fog, to the point where I went to the firing range at the beginning of the game and there was nothing to even shoot at, because I'm assuming everything you shoot, as per my memory of the Steam version, is behind that fog. So I'm thinking the Steam version has less fog, but the game is basically exactly the same. The game costs, I think it's going to be £10, which is like $15, and I feel bad for saying this, but I can't recommend it. It's not good. You know, it's really not good. It's definitely not ready. I kind of understand the premise of it. It can have some jump scares, but it feels more like a cheap ghost train. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're in a cheap ghost house walking around, and after a while the props and the jump scares will not scare you. You'll kind of not be bothered by it. I think the developers done a good job with the sound, with the crying babies, with the constant chattering. There's a lot of stuff here that can overload your sensory system. For that, I think it's pretty cool, but the actual game itself is very boring. I think if this game I feel bad for saying that, but it is pretty boring, unfortunately. You're just walking around the same looking thing, and it's fine because you're meant to be in the trenches. It weighs on you after a while. It really does. It grates on you that The only way you know you're going in a different direction is because there's barbed wire to cut, and you have to find the knife first to cut the barbed wire, and even then you'll still get lost. I did find a map just as I got not killed by the monster. I think overall the idea of the game is pretty cool. Someone suffering with PTSD, going through these trenches, literally tripping balls, don't know what's going on, getting chased by, like, I'm assuming an imaginary monster, picking up dead babies. All this stuff should be very traumatic, but unfortunately the game doesn't look great, doesn't sound great, and it doesn't work great. So for me, if I was going to buy this, I might lay down $5, you know, £5 at the most. I don't think it's priced correctly. I don't know how long it took to make this game, but it doesn't feel like it took very long, because of what we've got just doesn't feel that polished. I really wish that Perp would have done some playtesting on this, because it feels pretty untested. It doesn't look great. So yeah, there's my thoughts, man. I think unfortunately for this guy, and I think he is just a solo dev, and I'm really sorry, mate. If you do watch this, I'm sure you will, but at the moment this game just needs more time in the oven, and maybe when you get feedback from the community about this game, it might be worth picking up, but right now it's not a game I can recommend. So there it is, there's my thoughts. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you guys down in the comments.